Hi, I'm Greg from Second Thoughts East Yorkshire. I'm going to talk today about making decisions. Mind you, I'm not sure if I should really. I could give you the wrong advice, or maybe you'll think I'm interfering. Maybe you've already made up your mind about something and what I say could influence it. You may think what I say is no help whatsoever. Oh God, what should I do? Does this sound like you? I used to be indecisive, but I'm not so sure now. So the old joke goes. To be serious, decision making can be a real challenge when people are depressed and anxious. Your anxiety levels can rise with fear of the repercussions of making the wrong decision, and your self-esteem can hit rock bottom. Sometimes our decisions are badly affected by having low self-esteem. For example, if someone is offered a good job, or maybe asked out for an evening, but you're worried about being unable to do the job, that you can't perform properly, or maybe that you do something foolish on an evening out, or say something inappropriate perhaps. We may even make the wrong decision because we feel that we deserve to be punished for some reason or another. Sometimes we may think, why make a decision? Everything I ever do goes wrong, so what's the point? Sadly, it isn't only major decisions that are difficult to take either. It can be which biscuit to choose with your cup of tea, or whether to wear a blue top or a green top. I'm not trivialising this in any way. I've been in that situation myself, and it's absolutely awful. Agonising over every choice is draining and makes you feel inadequate. It's not pleasant at all. So what can you do to help you to make decisions? I'll go over 2 ways that you may find helpful. But firstly, some reassurance. This may come as a shock, but you're already managing better than you may think. What, me? No, I can hear you say. Now, you may not have thought about this, but we all make dozens of decisions every day without any thought whatsoever. We're just making them. These decisions include when to get up, where to sit, how you were sitting, whether to cross your legs or leave them uncrossed, if you rest on your arm or not, when to look out the window, when to go to the loo. Why can we make these decisions then? Well, simply put, it's because we don't have to dwell on them. We don't have to spend hours on these, and consequently we manage them okay. That should be reassuring to you. You, yes you, are already making lots of decisions. You can do it. It's always easy to make decisions when you're thinking rationally, of course. This means trying to control your emotions, particularly negative emotions, such as self-deprecation, which is thinking of yourself as incapable or feeling a sense of unworthiness for some reason. Rational thinking means being able to evaluate any information and factor that into your decision. It means not being biased or disregarding anything, but making a balanced choice. When our anxiety is peaking, our self-esteem can be almost non-existent, so we certainly aren't at our most rational. Yet we're able to support other people, aren't we? Now, why is that? Well, it's because of our sensitivity. So on a very basic level, it's being nice to others comes naturally for people who are anxious and depressed. But being good to yourself is more difficult. So the first tip, really important, is be your own best friend. Be your own advocate. We can all be really good at advising others, but terrible at helping ourselves. So turn it on its head, and I've spoken about this before. Imagine if you have a friend who's facing making the decision that you're facing now. What would you advise them to do? What tips would you give them? Write down briefly what the decision to be made is, then jot down a few notes about what advice you'd give your friend, and then put it down, put it face down so you can't see it. Go and have a cup of tea or a little walk. Write your name at the top of the paper so you remember what it is and don't throw it in the bin. But leave it for about an hour or so, then come back to it. After an hour, pick the paper up and read it. Good advice on there, isn't it? So why not take that advice and make that decision? Now, the second technique is the evaluation method. Sounds far more complicated than it actually is. When you're faced with a decision, it can often be reduced to a yes or no choice ultimately. A simple way to process it would be to draw a vertical line down the centre of a piece of paper, just top to bottom, write yes on one side and no on the other. Then you can list all the reasons under those yes or no headings and compare the answers. You may have 4 reasons for yes and 2 for no. But is that really a good way to make such a decision? Let's give you an example. Supposing the decision was about having a lot to drink. The yes reasons may include feeling good, having a laugh, losing inhibitions, and relaxing. 4 reasons to do it. The no reasons, however, may include risking your health and indeed your life in some cases, and spending lots of money you may not have. So the 2 no's actually outweigh the 4 yes answers, if that makes sense. And the sensible conclusion would therefore be, don't drink a lot, don't do it. Because the simple yes-no way doesn't really factor in the magnitude of each reason, I'll show you a way that you can add that into using the same basic method. This is a form we've created to help you. I'll pop this on a slide at the end of the video for you to see, and also as a PDF to download. Now you see on the top of the form it says today's topic. What is the decision that you're going to make? Then in the left hand column it's headed yes, the centre column it's headed no. So just write down the reasons, and you can use this, several permutations of this. You can print off half a dozen for each decision you need to make, or just use some paper if you like. But use this format. So you've got yes in the first column, no in the second column. And then in the final column it's headed weighting. Now weighting means giving it an importance factor, if you like. So you can score each point that you make out of 10. So you can write down on the form up to 6 reasons, both for and against any decision, and of course, as I said, you can use more forms or some plain paper. For more serious reasons, such as any danger to your health, for example, you can score them out of 8 or 9, maybe out of 10, because of the seriousness of them. Less impacting elements, such as you may feel a little tired or something like that, can be scored lower, perhaps 2 or 3. You can enter these scores in the right hand column there, under yes or no. Now I've used an example here, and the example that I've done here is all about should I contact an old friend I've not seen for some time. You've not seen this friend for maybe 5 years, and because of isolation you think maybe should I contact them. So the reasons I've put reasons for yes is I haven't seen her for 4 years. I used to enjoy her friendship. So out of 10 I've scored that yes. On the downside, she might be mad or sarcastic that I haven't been in touch, so I've listed that under no, and that's significant, so I've scored that at 8. The second yes reason is she did live alone, so she'd be really struggling now, so I've scored that at 8. On the no side, I'll have to think of things to say to her. Well, you could make a list, so I've only scored that 4. On the yes side, I wonder how she's been, if she's met anyone or how her son is. Important, but I've scored it 5. On the downside, I hate phones, always makes me feel on edge. That's a real worry, so I've scored that as a 6 on the no side. On the yes side, I don't have many friends nowadays, so talking to her again would help. Scored that at 8, once again very important. On the no side, we had a row just before we last spoke. Maybe she's still mad at me, so I've scored that 7. On the yes side, why I should contact her, there's only my daughter who talks to me and I feel so lonely. Really important, so that's 8. On the no side, she lives 25 miles away, so it's awkward to get to see her. Awkward, but not impossible, so I've scored that 4. The final yes point is, when I can get out again, maybe we could have a night out like we used to. Scored that at 6. On the downside, it's easier not to bother, to be honest, and not do anything. Not a very good reason not to do it, but I've scored that at 4. And then the totals I have as to why I should contact her, totals 41. Why I shouldn't contact her, scores 33. So the conclusion is, yeah, it makes sense to contact her. Now this is about a simple issue of contacting an old friend, but anything that's playing on your mind, you can use this form to do that, to reach a decision based on important factors. And once you've written it down, once it's in black and white, it's there for you to look at. So it gets it all off your mind as well. You're not trying to think up and remember reasons that you've not made a note of. Now hopefully doing this will make you move closer to making that decision. To summarise, life's full of decisions, and every decision has an outcome, or several outcomes. Whether you make the right one or the wrong one, it's better to make a decision and move forward as a driver rather than to drift along as a passenger making no decisions at all. Remember, the road of life is paved with flat squirrels who couldn't make decisions. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it's helped you to be able to make decisions. As always, we do like to have feedback about our weight, so please message me and let me know your thoughts. I'll be back soon with more videos, but in the meantime, stay safe, take care and good mental health. Bye for now.